how to land your first 3 clients to starting your social media marketing agency. So you may be thinking, this is the hardest part. This is when most people fail. This is when most people give up because it gets way too hard for them. So you got to understand, I will give you the blueprint and the guide onto showing you how to get your first clients. So watch the whole video if you want to learn how to get your first 3 clients as easy as possible. So there's 2 routes I'm going to be taking you from. I'm going to be taking you the cold calling route, which is literally just pure volume, which I would not recommend unless you're willing to take 100 cold calls a day. But you get paid well and it is well worth the time. And the other route, which is through content, which is the path that I'm going to show you. So the cold calling route, let's just attack that first. Cold calling, I know this isn't the stuff you got to hear. So this is literally where you call up businesses. You're like, hey, I run XYZ company. I'm here to help you with XYZ. I've noticed this, you've had X problem. I want to help you with this. I will do this for, then you'll say, hey, let's jump on a call. And then you try and pitch them from there. So you just do that 100,000 times, literally. You'll probably end up doing that about at least 1,500 times before you make your first, that's even with the bad hit rate. Let's just say if you want your first 10 clients, because on average about 150, you get around about a 1% conversion rate. Then you can start selling and then you can do upsells on top of that. Yeah, that's a route I would not recommend unless you've got that sales background and unless you actually have the balls to call people up on this thing all the time and all day. But no one wants to be dealing with that route. Or you could do the exponential way because your content is seen to so many people. So instead of you making one cold call, you do the content route. So you end up having your content shown to that many people, and then you show them, hey, this is some of the ads that I've crafted. This is what I've done. This is how I do them. This is what I'm like. This is what I represent. These are my values, because no one's going to pay attention to a nobody. No one will pay attention to someone who sits in the middle of the field and just be like, la-di-la-di-da, let's just fucking play with the files. No one will pay attention to you. You need to be polarizing. You need to be that guy. You need to already have that aura. Even if you don't, just sign up for my coaching program. I will show you how to actually do this and how to acquire the skill of actually marketing as well as your speech, because you can't just be a good marketer without being a good salesman. They both correlate together. You can't be one without the other. You need to have the right words, the right polarizing energy, as well as the right tone, because as I said, you can't have one without the other. We start doing content. I would recommend you to start off with is start doing YouTube videos. Start doing YouTube videos. Obviously, book my coaching call down below if you want to see how and what the 3 easy steps of us doing it and how we can go from you being a broke boy with no skills, no attention, no understanding of how to actually get anyone to pay attention to you and give you the big bucks, or you can just be stuck there forever. But this is the most powerful skill out there. Anyway, into learning your first client, as I said, you can go the cold calling route or you can go the content route. As I said, the content route is the most popular and is the best way. I would recommend doing this because more and more people will see your content. Hold on, let me just show you for like one of my clients, because I've got him over 10,000 views in like no time. And this has just been me just doing it slowly. I haven't even been doing that much. Look, 14,500 views. It's like, seriously, what do you not understand? You get paid well for that. And especially because, let's just say, even if you have a bad conversion rate, let's just say if you're doing a high ticket offer, about 1 to 3% convert. So let's just do the math. So we do 14,500 times by 1%, so 145, and then we also times it because the average offer size is about £4,000, £58,000. Like, you got to understand that. That is with a low conversion rate. So imagine if you can do that for someone else. Seriously, if you can get them 14,500 views and you start getting them money, start getting them customers, start getting them attention, imagine what you can do, especially if they're in either a niche like finance, real estate, or even like a big corporate thing like sales So you can literally start printing them money, all because you know how to get attention, you know how to be polarizing, you know how to be a figure that can go from broke, start producing content, start being polarizing, because people only like the people who represent and show their values or what they believe in. You've got to understand that. People only like you if you're that polarizing guy who's like, I don't give a fuck. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can literally pull it off no matter what's going on. So, okay, so content. Then once we do the content, we start doing shorts and we start doing reels. This is the best way because this starts getting people more and more traction. Then this attracts you straight to your Instagram and then direct link to your YouTube. YouTube is the best way to get clients. Is the best way because YouTube's based on session time. Once you start producing more and more videos, people start watching it more and more and more. Once your session time goes up, you're going to start converting more and more and more. YouTube's going to start to push out your videos more. YouTube's going to start to show your content to more and more people. But you need to learn one thing, the impressions and how to actually get people to like you. Because let's be real, you don't even understand what you're capable of. You wouldn't be sitting here broke at 35. You wouldn't be sitting here broke at 22, not understanding how to make money from the internet and watching this, being like, I'm broke, but you won't say it. I don't know how to make money. You know that's true. I don't know where to start. You also know that's true. That's why I've got my coaching program, because it fucking prints. Of course, because I know what gets attention, what gets people to convert, and how to get people to make money. As I said on my first YouTube video, I made $25,000, 25 grand off of one bit of content. So now imagine this. Once you land your first client, what are you more than capable of for doing for your clients? What are you more than capable of for doing for your clients? Seriously, you got to really consider that. So if one video with 500 views can get me 25 grand, think about it. What have you been missing out on? What secret formula do I have? What secret formula are you guys missing out on, and what secret formula do you need? Because YouTube is the best way to start producing more and more content. Pretty straightforward. But you've got to target it in such a way that gets your audience's attention, that gets them interested in, obviously it's social media marketing. So let's just say you're targeting for dentists for social media marketing. So then you start creating YouTube of social media marketing that targeted dentists from the and then this is how we're going to start to bring in money. Because you are running the social media, you are trying to get them more and more clients, but once you understand the power of some of these engines, you'll be like, fuck, I got my 3 clients. Like, you will not stop seeing like everything that's going on. You'll be like, what else can I do? But yeah, so just keep on doing more and more YouTube, keep on adding some Instagram reels, some shorts. Obviously, everything's my program down below. And then that's all obviously your way. Because once you get one client, you can sell them. But also, a lot of people have difficulty in actually closing the clients. This is the part. So they book the calls, they're on the Zoom or Google Meets, but they can't close them. So this is when you actually come and learn the sales techniques, how to be persuasive, how to get your point across in a concise way that makes you not look like you're way too needy, way too desperate, because I know all you guys are poor and all you guys aren't even at the right frequency for getting money. That's why you're broke. So you guys need to understand how to sell. What's the importance of remote sales? How can I get my client from obviously going from point A to point B? How can I craft my words in such a professional way? How can I say my ideas so concisely that I look like a professional? How can I explain what I'm doing to them and how I can help them in the shortest period of time without wasting their time, because they're a stressed out business owner? What do you have to offer them? Obviously the services, but what else do you have to offer them? Exactly. So you need them more than what they need you. You got to understand that. You need them way more than what they need you. So I will show you what else you need to do. So you've already, as I said, just keep on producing content. Just grab a basic camera, grab literally this thing to record your first few videos, grab a microphone, then you're sorted. Then you can start to get more and more stuff out, start producing more and more videos. So that's pretty simple. That's how you can land your first 3 clients. But wait, there's one more thing. Now you know how to get your clients. In this next video, I'll walk you through step by step through building your agency the right way, all the way from scratch. So click the screen over here and I'll guide you towards the next video.